Welcome back to Learning Martech. With me today is Frans Riemersma from Martechtribe. And today, Frans, we will talk about Martech Manifesto.
That's correct. Yep. Thank you for having me.
So, Frans, you recently released your Martech Manifesto. And it seems that since the release, it has been all over LinkedIn, causing quite the buzz. But maybe you could explain a bit more to our viewers what the Martech Manifesto is all about.
Yes, sure. I can talk about the Martech Manifesto. But first, let's start with, it's not my manifesto. I did it with a whole bunch of people, bouncing off ideas, talking about it, and then it started to take shape. It's also fruit of, I've been involved in many vendor selections together with brands, corporates, asking me to help them out like as a kind of independent consultant. I've also been on the other side. I've also been a VP research and software development for a Martech company. We had like 80 developers. So yeah, I've been on different sides, and all the time I started to develop together with people very simple rules of thumb. So Frans, this admin function in this tool is really cool. I said, yeah, but it's not customer facing. So it's great for this one guy, girl, person or team that's working with it. Yeah. But it's not what we want. The first thing of all, and you will see that upper left corner in the manifesto, is the customer experience. Yeah. So and I started to develop these kinds of little, cascading rules of thumb, like, hey, first focus on the customer, and then front-end user intuitiveness, user experience. And only then we look at, the admin and back-end users. So, and this is fruit of literally 10 years of doing these vendor selections. And these are guidelines. So it's absolutely not saying no enterprise suite or no custom coding. Absolutely not. But what I see all too often is that people start with custom coding because they say our situation is special, and that's not always the case. Actually, it's not where you should start looking. Make your life easy. Start with something out of the box, and then look if you need something more sophisticated. And that's the reason. So, and another reason is, of course, that you see many people, if they go into software selections, they're not completely sure what is coming with the territory of, let's say, specific marketing function like CRM, automation, what is out there. So I've seen some pretty exotic requests for information or requests for proposals. And I was like, hey, I'm not sure if this is out there. So you know what, just do a free trial and familiarize yourself with the basics of the software out there, and then you are well educated. And I really seen huge behavioral changes and also improved software selections where the marketers educated themselves almost with half an hour just doing a free trial, talking to an enterprise and say, okay, so this chunk of features is actually like that one, right? That software tool. And then suddenly you see the sales reps stopping to educate the marketers and taking a back seat and saying, okay, so the marketer is in the lead. They did their homework and they know what it comes with the territory. Because don't forget, many sales marketers work in their lifetime only for 2, 3, 4 software vendors. That's a very small piece of the entire market. So if you do 4 or 5 trials, you've got a pretty good view and you know what's going on. It's just to help the market. It's not against sales reps. I really have seen some very good sales reps from SaaS vendors, very professional, very clear, but don't use them to educate yourself because that's a lost game. That's not a fair deal. Educate yourself with free trials, demos, and then you have a better software selection. That's just one of the many things that came across.
So I've taken a look at the Martech Manifesto, and if our viewers would like to take a look themselves, they could go to martechmanifesto.org, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So we'll leave a link to that below. But could you explain how to best use the manifesto themselves? If they, for instance, how could I incorporate it into working on building a lean and mean Martech stack?
So yes, first of all, the speed of replacing tools and using new tools, and also new tools coming to the marketplace for marketers, is speeding up tremendously. That's one thing happening. Another thing is that with COVID-19, I think digital transformation took a huge, jump or leap. So we have to create a better skill in adopting new software. And what you see in the manifesto is that there are basically 4 areas. So you have the people, the platform, the features, and the integrations. So how do I deal with that? And this is just, a quick rule of thumb where you think, okay, I don't start with a full-blown API, for instance, if you need to integrate. Why don't I select a tool that already natively integrates with my stack? Well, not the entire stack, but those 2, 3, 4 core systems of record. And then, if there's no escape, then look for an API. Then that's okay, But the thing is, as soon as you start custom coding or working on an API, what I've seen and what my understanding is that you, as a marketer, become an IT guy. And your back is against the audience. So basically, your back is facing the audience and the customer experience. And we are marketers. We should only be concerned with the customer experience.
Yeah.
And that brings me to another topic, which is called the speed to value. So
yeah, I heard that. You actually call it the Holy Grail?
For Martech, it is. Yeah. So there's only one, Martech is like a hammer or a screwdriver, it should do a thing or two. And it should do it so well that we don't even are aware that we're using it. Now, I think you can name me a bunch of tools in your stack that you think, every time I go in, how was it? Where was this? Imagine if you enter a car.
I won't throw any names, but
No shaming, please. No shaming.
but
yeah. Imagine you enter a car and the steering wheel is in the back today. Or for another car, it's in the front, right, left, the part you're not familiar with. That's annoying. So we're more busy with the Martech systems to understand how they work rather than driving the customer experience. So the speed to value for me is the time that you recognize I need a software tool until it's giving you the benefits in terms of customer experience. And the shorter that is, the better it is. That's my take, and that's the holy grail for Martech. That's the whole reason of being. And I heard we had some conversations on LinkedIn, and people commented, and yeah, I saw quite some people from IT also kind of like, whoa, I'm not sure if out of the box is okay. And then I have a question. So don't you enjoy the apps on your phone, your smartphone? I mean, that's where it's all heading. Yeah. We're not aware. If you do a post on Instagram, are you figuring out where to post today, or how did posting work? They figured it all out. It's one stream. Click here, enter it, publish. That's it. And that's the whole. And if you look at software tools, marketing tools, yeah, there are quite a few that I think I'm not sure where to start. And I've literally heard feedback from people, software people, Martech people that said, with this tool, I'm not going to name any, but I do have them in mind. With this tool, every single day I log in, I have to figure out where was this again. It's just so unintuitive, and that's the thing.
So, Frans, I was thinking that we could take a closer look at the Martech Manifesto itself and go through it with our viewers.
Sure, why not? Good idea.
Yep.
So here you have it. Basically, it reads from upper left corner to, let's say, to the down right corner of the 4 sections. And also with the sections, I would like to start with people because that's on top and that's for a reason. You know, people process first and then technology. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing new there. So, you know, I just stole a great idea and put it into action here. So, and if you then think about people there, along the way, talking to the tribe members and the people giving me feedback, it was like, there are actually two types of people, you know, the customers, which is represented in only one word, which is the customer experience. And then front-end user, back-end user, and admins. Those are the users, the actual users. So, and often I've been in situations where in a vendor selection, I've been in vendor selection rooms, you know, with CEOs or CMOs or marketers or, you know, IT often, marketing, procurement, and they all want to pick something else. So, and then they ask me, Frans, what do you think? And I basically came up with this rule of thumb I always had in my head, but I never shared because I thought it was maybe too simple. But the thing is, in the end, we buy a software tool to create a good customer experience. And if then an admin is in the room and using it, very skilled admins, normally they have a good idea of many tools and they've done it a lot of times, and then say, I need to download, do an export with 5-minute Excel. I'm not going to do that. A shitty tool. Sorry. Yeah. If this tool creates a better customer experience, I will give you the coffee. You know, I will sponsor it for the rest of your life if you have to wait that 5 minutes. That's the idea, you know. Why can have somebody like that person who's very skilled, very knowledgeable, having a great, you know, strong voice in that team, in that buying decision. Why can somebody like that overrule the customer experience? I don't understand. So that's why I came up with this list. And then I saw people during those selections go, yeah, that makes actually sense. Yeah.
So I just realized that if, to me, when you said that, I realized that if I add one word to all these lines, this would, you know, it would make complete sense to me, because if you add wins, so you would have customer experience wins over front-end users.
Yes, I like that.
Front-end users wins over back-end users. Back-end users wins over admin users.
Yeah.
So it's thank you.
I like that. I like that idea. Yeah, and that's especially for people. So with platforms and features, and it's a slightly different game. Yeah. So I'm trying to use your idea already and apply it to platforms and features. But I think if you look at best of feature, I'm not saying that best of feature wins over, let's say, all-in-one suites. It really depends on the situation. And there are really good reasons to go with an all-in-one suite. But then still, I would say, please play around with the best of feature, because those are often, you know, freemium tools, free trials that you can use for 14 days. And you can familiarize with the core elements of, for instance, a CRM. And, you know, I make it very simple. You will learn it's about contact. It's about companies. There's a one-to-many relationship. Then you can run your campaigns. You just, you know, get familiar with the basics, so that if you get a demo from an enterprise tool, you see like, oh, this I know, this I know. Oh, wow, this is cool. You don't have that in the simple tool. So you're educating yourself. So with number 2 and 3, platforms and features, I would say there's an educational aspect to it on top of, you know, try the simple version first.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know, it's I do agree that that best of feature doesn't necessarily win over like an all-in-one suite or best of suite. You know, it's kind of as it is as you have written it, best of feature over best of breed, and so it's I think it comes down to the task at hand, or the situation that you're in. So you need to make this choice, and if it's a choice between best of feature or best of breed, well, here it is. It's yeah, it's I've seen this a lot of times, and I thought I really understood it, but this is well, this is Learning Martech Manifesto. It's
I like what you just said. I like what you said about the task at hand. That task is defined by the people. So that's why it comes first. Because those people, the customer experience is first. What is a customer trying to do, or how are we trying to address this specific customer? Then we go back, and then it's what they call jobs to be done, or task at hand.
Yeah.
And if you look at that, then suddenly I've seen that so many times when you start to nail down the task at hand, then you don't need so much features or so many functionality. You know, it's pretty simple. So it really trims down the amount of options you need to look for. And then suddenly a best of breed or a best of feature could do the trick already. So I would strongly recommend, you know, focus on the jobs to be done. And then inside, you know, for front-end users, back-end users, admins, and then suddenly you see that you don't need all these features. Maybe you can just start working with the core. And it's the 80-20 rule. You know, maybe they have only 80% of all the functionality for, let's say, automation, CRM, social publishing out there. But maybe that's the 80% you need.